Welcome, Cancer. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your January, February, March 2025 reading, first quarter of next year. This is a general reading. If you're interested in a personal reading, information for that is in the description box below. And I'm featuring a half off sale. So please check that out for holiday gifts or for yourself. I urge you to take advantage of this opportunity through the end of this year. So let's get started. Thanks for being here. I appreciate all your support. And what I have for you is the Empress card as an overall energy for the first quarter. This is about loving and being loved, taking care of the things that matter to you, being in sync with those around you, pacing yourself in your work, in your efforts, in your ability to nurture, to care for others, to generate abundance, to grow new ideas, to be creative, to flow, to be in the flow. And this is also about making space to be appreciated, to be loved, to be able to step back and be appreciated, to allow the return of some of the investment that you've made. So this is about being rewarded as well as being loved. But it's overall this energy that you are continuously building as a life habit, that you are creating as a part of every aspect of what you do. And it is the process that you love. It's the habit of getting up early, being diligent, knowing when to do this and when to do that, when not to do something in order to maximize your results in the best way. And this may look effortless. It is not. You make it look easy. You make it look beautiful. And so this is such gorgeous energy for the beginning of 2025 for you, Cancer. I'm also going to pull an oracle card and remind you that if you are resonating with this reading at any time, to please like this video and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. And I've chosen the card Blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being. This is showing me a dramatic break from those forces, those relationships, those activities that were restricting you. And that includes those activities that you yourself were doing, those habits of mind, of behavior that were restricting you. This is taking responsibility for your reality, understanding that others can only affect you to the degree that you allow them to. This is about understanding that you are in control of your actions, your words, your behaviors, and that excuses, blaming are an avoidance of that reality. And so, because you have taken that responsibility, because you're no longer living in that reflected light of blame and accusation and excuses, making excuses for yourself or others, you are moving into a flow state where you feel in control of your own experiences to the extent that you can recognize the opportunities in them. In January, we have the Hermit card. This feels like taking a little bit of pause. If this break that I see, this separation from an environment, a relationship, or a set of relationships that have required you to conform to an expectation that was outside of yourself or that didn't benefit you, the willingness to move into flow has come as the result of this healing process, is going within yourself for answers, not asking others, not recognizing the authority of others to determine what's best for you. And because of this, you are in a place where what you do influences others. Others see your actions. They see you pulling within to answer yourself from a base of your own wisdom. You can seek advisement, but it's with those you respect, those who get you, those who you share purpose with. And this is really standing in your authority to be who you are. This is you claiming the role of the Empress as your rightful role, not being outside, not being marginal, not being an outlier, not being excluded. But your centrality to your life is essential. And when you are central to your life, that includes prioritizing what you desire, then your light, you are in the flow. But this is giving you the time to process all that you have experienced. And it also, for me, is about the becoming accustomed to adjusting to this new sense of self, this idea of flow, right? We all learn life's a struggle, life's hard, things are supposed to be hard, getting along with family is hard, and you have adjusted your perspective to hard. It's just life. You're enjoying it. You're enjoying the opportunity to be engaged in a way that leads to your fuller participation and your abundance, the realization of that bounty, that pleasure. In February, we have the Temperance card. And the Temperance card is describing a lot of patience that you have forborne in dealing with your relationships with others. And this is feeling a lot like relationships that also can be distinctly pointed to those of you that are creatives. Figuring out how you present your ideas, the things that you created, the things that you have developed has taken a long time. And in fact, there's a part of you that has felt safer being protected, slightly hidden away under the radar, at least until recently. And now you understand that you can't stay there. As a part of the creative process, as a part of making something successful, you have to get out there and talk about it. You have to present it to others. You have to show others. You have to work with others to develop it. And this is something that is, in many ways, a metaphor for life. The quality of patience is the most positive quality that you have at this point. It is about this huge transition you're making into a place of self-acceptance, of flow, of honoring the abundance of your life, particularly for those of you that feel different, maybe feel different from other members of your family, different from other members of your team, not quite the coworker or colleague that others expect. There's something about you that has come to terms with that uniqueness, that special quality, those special gifts you have, and understands with maturity that it is about leveraging those qualities at the right time and the right place that leads not only to success but to your healing. This sense of not belonging in the world, not belonging in your world, being excluded from things. In March, we have the Death card. The Death card's about this absolute, complete transformation you're experiencing. And for many of you, Pluto's transition into Aquarius is just starting to hit some buttons here. It is in a particular kind of aspect uh, to any of your Cancer placements that is, we call a yod or the finger of God. This is a little bit different. It's, some people call it a genius aspect. It has a lot of names, but this is about your heightened intuition, your heightened receptivity. And one thing that Cancers do share in common with the Aquarian energy is this uber intuition. Uh, there's always the need with Cancer to protect yourself from the brilliance of the light, the brilliance of the illumination, because you are so sensitive. But you are experiencing a breakthrough with a capital B. This is something that takes you from the hinterlands of your life and puts you right in the middle of the flow. You're completely in sync with the many changes that are occurring at a certain level. Doesn't mean you have to be a part of all of the global changes, social changes we're experiencing, but they make sense to you on a personal level. You don't see them as all bad. You don't see them as just chaos and destruction. You see the vein of creativity, of possibility in these changes that you're experiencing, in the things you've let go in order to make space for this new, more positive sense of your uh, your centrality in your life. I'm going to clarify the Hermit card in January with the Six of Wands and the Page of Wands. And it's interesting because I do see your desire to retreat somewhat, to go within, to tap into your own silence, your own sacred space, is inspiring others. It's actually helping a team, helping your family, your colleagues to uh, take a page from your book, to recognize that January in particular, I'm a January birthday, is a beautiful time for retreat, for stillness, for quiet, for hibernation, to absorb lessons, to plan, to spiritually locate our radar so that we are moving forward in a way that is in alignment with who we are. And this is something that inspires others and that you, in fact, are very enthusiastic about. Despite the retreating energy and vibe, this is about re energizing your efforts to be a part of something much bigger than who you are. In February, the Temperance card is clarified by the Two of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. I feel very strongly that you are so balanced, so harmonious, so at an even balance with your masculine, assertive energy and feminine, receptive energy, knowing how those things work together, being in touch with your higher self that is claiming the things that you want, that knows the things that you want in life, that this is reflected in your relationships so that you're teaming up with others to plan your move forward. You're teaming up with others to identify the next step. And that's whatever it's relevant to. It feels like you're creating a plan, a proposal. This is a sketchy outline because what you're creating, you're aware, must unfold. Just as you've learned patience throughout your life in making changes that were necessary, in surviving difficult changes, in thriving at moments of opportunity, this is the same energy that is characterizing your relationship, so that you are prepared to do the work together towards the things that have meaning to you, to build something beyond you, to build something that's going to last, something that is going to continue to benefit you and others for time to come. And the Death card in March is clarified by the Judgment card and the Ace of Wands. Wow. Yeah, the opportunity for you has arrived in March. And of course, when I name the months and days, I'm not naively imagining that anything has started at that time or is completed. This is a resonance around the energy in general. This is you cooking up a plan, identifying your vision, and you putting the pieces together, the resources you need, the support you need to make it happen. And in part because you finally understand that you're part of a bigger plan. You're on a mission. You've always been on a mission, and there's an opportunity now to make that real, to make that concrete in a way that hasn't been available in the past. This is something you may have tried repeatedly, but it didn't work. And now you have it's the alchemist transforming leaden nature, our animal, instinctual, teenage energy into the goal of a spiritual being, of a spiritual self, of understanding right and wrong, and when to step forward and when to pull back. So this moment is close at hand for many of you, and you have been preparing for this for much of your life. I'm going to finish off this reading with an Flora and Fauna of Africa card. Ooh, this is spinning the Cicada card, and the key word is your inner voice. The card reads, you're transforming into your best self. It's time to reemerge and use your voice to reconnect with the world around you. Thank you so much, Cancer, for this beautiful reading. Until next time, namaste.